Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. We are here again. It is the end of release day.
It's been a long old day.
It has been a long day. Annoyingly we haven't managed to get the books, particularly this book, particularly early in the day. Life gets in the way. So I had this about an hour to cobble together a list. I'm running Necrons. You're running not quite Steel Legion.
No, I'm running my last game we were Renegades. They're just misunderstood this time.
They look like Steel Legion, but they're Alpha Legion. Let's go with that. Alpha Legion Battle the Armour. So yeah, we're running 1500 points. We're running Scorched Earth. Harry picked up the book just so he doesn't feel left out.
So we're running Scorched Earth from the Grand Tournament 2020 mission pack. So first time on the channel in a while, we're doing a Strike Force mission instead of the usual incursion.
Yeah, so we did Strike Force for the Ultramarines was Necrons game.
That's very true.
That was recorded quite some time ago, guys. We just didn't, the way the release schedules ended up being the editing time more than release schedule in all fairness. So yeah, this book really rebalances. We know we're not the first to say this. You've probably seen many reports already. The book itself is gorgeous. Have to pay this one. We really need to get Toby to send us some free stuff. We've seen it left out. We know we're nowhere near big enough, guys. So yeah, I'm running that. I'm running custom dynasties.
Yeah.
So both running build your own.
Yeah. Which will be quite nice because you've made it so that it fits your army, and I've done mine because unfortunately the Steel Legion doctrine doesn't really work with the army that I play.
Yeah, which is fair enough. I mean, I've taken a selection of units. It's may not be particularly good. It might be brilliant. We don't know. We've got something like 4,000 points of Necrons to select from, but like I said, we literally came in the store and went, I'll grab those out the cabinet and we'll see what happens. Plus a Ghost Ark, which I've just spent the best part of a week painting and mostly repairing, as Ghost Arks have a habit of letting go of their guns. So half of them are pinned, half of them are magnetised, half of them are glued. Every tool at my disposal has been deployed to fix up this Ghost Ark.
And you've not done too bad a job, Toby.
No, it looks alright. I've got the cannons from the Doomsday variant, which I'm going to hopefully at some point get you to cobble together onto that, because I can't convert for Toffee. I'm going to get you to cobble on top of the reanimators to make the model useful.
It's one of the things that it's a bit of a casualty of Codex, but actually, even if there are only just 1 or 2 units, it's better than pretty much 90% of the Codex being rubbish. Yeah,
that is true. We got some things in there. I think a few of the guys, especially sort of guys over Untitled Tactics, who released a thing yesterday about the good, the bad, and the ugly. They sort of point in much detail. If you want more information, go and listen to them. I am nowhere near a good enough Necron player to understand most of this book. Hence me just pulling random units and random powers and random war traits. So we'll see how we get on, guys. The mission is, as I said, Scorched Earth. We'll run through secondary stuff when we go for deployment. And we'll go and drop the armies. Necrons first.
Yeah,
it seems to be their day. So we'll do Necrons first, then we'll go to the guardsmen, and we'll sort of see, we'll put you in for the time lapse for the deployment, talk you through the missions, and we'll come back with all the pre-game gubbins. See you in a minute, guys. Okay, so this is my 1,500 points of Necrons. I'm running a battalion, and I'm taking some of the new build your own dynasty traits. The first off is Pitiless Hunters. This gives me full range on my rapid fire weapons if I stand still, so effectively bolter discipline for those of you Marine players. I've taken Relentless Expansionists as the other half. This means that before the first round, but after all the armies are deployed, all my units, except the Catan I believe, but I'll double check that, can make a free 6-inch move, so sort of offset some of the slowness of the army on the larger boards. So my Warlord, as he has to be, is my Overlord. He has a Warscythe and a Resurrection Orb, and I've spent 1 CP to make him a Pharaon. This means he gets to use my Will Be Done twice. He's backed up by his buddy, the Cryptek, who is a Technomancer under the new varieties of Crypteks. He has a Canotek Cloak and a Photonic Transubjector, which I think you pronounce it, which effectively means the first time he takes any damage in a battle round, the damage characteristic of that attack is reduced to 0, which, considering he hasn't got an infant, is quite useful. We then have troop choices. So we have a 20-man blob of warriors with Gauss Flayers. So these guys just stand still and rapid fire, that's the plan. We then have 2 10-man blobs of warriors with Gauss Reapers. One of those will be going into the Ghost Ark party bus, hopefully to power up the board. and shred some guardsmen. And then we have a 10-man unit of Tesla Immortals. Nice old staple there. Going into the elites, the last unit in the army, it's quite compact here. We have the Knightbringer. This is a repaired old model, a metal model. So I had to cobble some parts together to make it work, as any of you that have an old Metal Catan will know. And no, he is not on the correct size base, but in a friendly game I'm not too stressed, it's just giving him some more stability. So he then has the 2 Catan powers, one of which is his own unique one, Gaze of Death. So select a unit within 9, and I do D3 for 3d6. I do D3 mortal wounds on a roll of 4+ on each of those. He is also then taking Sky of Falling Stars, which allows to do mortal wounds based on the number of units in an enemy, models in an enemy unit. Moving on to the rest of the admin, the Overlord has my relic, which is the Nanoscarab Casket. So he reduces the amount of damage taken by an attack by 1, to a minimum of 1. And he is taking the Warlord trait of Eternal Madness. So each time he makes an melee attack roll, he can re-roll that result of that attack, that wound roll. So that's what we're taking, guys. It may not be competitive, it may not work. I've had the book for an hour, like we said in the opening gambit. So it's what we've got, it's what I've grabbed, and we'll see how we get on. See you in a minute.
Okie doke then, so this is 1500 points of Imperial Guard. So running battalion detachment today, so we've got the maximum CP. I have spent 1 CP at the start of this game, well, in this building, to give a tank ace trait, which I'll come back to. So starting off, I'm running Discipline Shooters and Gunnery Experts as my 2 custom doctrine traits. So Discipline Shooters gives me 18-inch rapid fire, which is good for all the las guns and plasma guns. And then I've got Gunnery Experts, which is effectively the Catan reroll for doing the blast, which will be really helpful just to get a bit of reliability in there. Starting off then, I've got my company commander, just with his power sword and las pistol. So especially with the FAQ making that a strength 4 weapon, it's not entirely the useless upgrade it was. I have given him the Bellowing Voice Warlord trait, so that's an extra 3-inch range to his aura, so he's got a 9-inch order range. And then relic-wise, there wasn't anything major here, so I've just given him, because it's so reliable, the Laurels of Command. So that's I order a unit, and then on a 4+, I can give that same unit a different order. Moving on then, I've got a tank commander. He has got his battle cannon, las cannon, and 2 plasma cannons. Sadly no hammer of sunderance, because running it as we aren't using the Vigilus detachments at this point in time. So that's him. Moving then on into troops. I'm harking back to old school guard days where I'm running 2 platoons. So I've got, so in each platoon, I've got 2 squads of infantry. Both of them are armed with a missile launcher and a grenade launcher in each. Each of them has a special weapon squad with 3 plasma guns. And then one of the platoons has a team of 3 mortars. The other one has a squad of 20 conscripts, just for a little bit of meat shield love. To back up, I've got a platoon commander and a commissar. The platoon commander has got his bolt pistol and power sword, and the commissar has his I've also given him paid points for a power sword as well. As it's a new change, I thought I'd give it a go. Moving on to the rest of the elites, I've got a Tech Priest Engine Seer for a little bit of tech support. He's 2 minds. He either does quite a bit or not much. It depends on what army I'm facing against Toby. I've then got 2 sentinels, 2 individual squadron sentinels in fast attack. Each of them is armed with a las cannon. And then a Hellhound with the Inferno Cannon, the Heavy Flamer in the hull, which is now going to be 12 inches, so actually could be quite tasty. And I've also given him trap guards. Finally, I have got, finally in the heavy support slots, I've got a tank commander, a regular Lehman Russ. He has got his Demolisher Cannon, Heavy Bolter in the hull, which is now going to be 2 damage, and then 2 multi-melters. That's going to be 4 shots plus the 2d6 demolish cannon shots, so that should be nice and tasty. I've then finally brought my Old Faithful Manticore. Absolutely love the model, really, really fun. And I've spent the 1 CP tank ace stratagem to give him full payload. So that's 1500 points of Imperial Guard. We'll come back with deployment.
Today's mission is Scorched Earth from the Grand Tournament 2020 Strike Force mission pack. The Necrons have taken the secondary objectives of Bring It Down, Thin Their Ranks, and Purge the Vermin. The Imperial Guard have taken secondary objectives of Linebreaker, Raise the Banners High, and Thin Their Ranks. Primary mission, as usual, is Take and Hold, where you score 5 victory points for holding 1, 2, and more objective markers than your opponent.
Alright then, so deployment's done. We have rolled off for see who gets first turn. I beat Toby, however, to let him demonstrate some new fun things, I have let him go first. That might be a bit of a mistake, but we'll have to see. So Toby, thinking he was going to go second.
Yeah, I went slightly defensively on my protocols. I went for Protocol of the Eternal Guardian, which means that if I hadn't have moved, I would have got light cover. However, Harry, letting me go first, has kind of done avoid that. So I've done my pre-game move, moved everything further forward, other than the Nightbringer, because he doesn't have the Dynasty keyword. He doesn't get to move because of Dynasty things. So, he's where he is. Everything else is pushed forward. We'll go into my command phase.
Yep.
Got to remember these things now, they've changed. Command phase, and then into movement phase, and then we'll come back to you. In a minute, guys. Okay, guys, so command phase and movement phase is complete. Command phase, the Pharaon, as he has been upgraded with CP. I actually need to put down some CDP trackers for command points. I have got that. Anyway, he's put my will be done. We'll put my will be done onto these warriors and onto these immortals. That's quite useful for me because the immortals then advanced forward to get range, I should say, onto this blob of guardsmen in the ruins there. On the left-hand flank, then the warriors. I actually forgot to move them. I need to move them in a second. They moved there. They camouflage themselves in the building, and where I'm stood, they actually hidden. So I may move them in a minute, guys. But they've moved through there as part of their move. Warriors moved up here. The Ghost Ark, which has been dubbed Party Bus, has moved forward onto the side here, getting into rapid fire range of the guardsmen. And also doing a little bit of line of sight shielding shenanigans, which may or may not have worked. I haven't actually checked on the Nightbringer, and he's moved forwards on this point. He's not advanced because I'm hoping some of his powers are going to be in range, and we can hopefully just obliterate some poor guardsmen with mortal wounds. So we'll do that as part of the shooting phase, although it is technically the end of the movement phase. And we'll come back to you if any clutch rolls, and if it looks like it's going to die, we'll come back to you as well. Otherwise, we'll be back with you with a wrap-up. See you in a minute. Okay, guys, so the first battle of Necron firepower. We'll go back a little step. The Catan. He used Sky of Falling Stars onto a selection of units over here. We killed 1.5 mortar teams.
Yeah, so you took 3 wounds off the mortar teams, that killed the base.
Yep.
And then you killed 2 guardsmen from each blob.
Yep. So that one here, the unique new Gaze of Death power is 9-inch range. So yeah, not in range. The Immortals have just fired. They landed in balance 2 additional hits from Tesla, given misses and all that side of things. We've rolled up 14 wounds in total, so 14 saves.
Spent CP on take cover, so I've got power armor guardsmen at the moment.
Yeah, so with a combination of barricades, cover, take cover. Yeah. So here we go in the middle, Harry.
So that's still not great, but that's 6 dead compared to what we've been a lot more.
Okay, guys. So I am then going to use one of our new stratagems. Harry, I'm going to use Malevolent Arcing. Again, my pronunciation could be terrible there, guys. So every model within every unit, I should say, within 6 of that shooting unit, that unit has been hit, to take a mortal wound on a 4-up. So I'm going to do really shaky cameras here, guys. I'll get some dice. So the Astropath. That's not good. I just knocked over some ruins, guys. Anyone that knows me well knows I do that regularly. So I'll pick the Necrons up. So the Astropath, nope.
And the Tank Commander.
The Tank Commander. What was that, how? That's a 3? Nope. Is that a platoon commander or a sergeant there?
Sergeant.
Okay. And I'm assuming that other tank is not within 6 inches. Sorry, guys. Do some elevator music.
6. No. And then not within range.
Okay. So 1 CP utterly wasted. I'll pick those dead immortals up because they've just been smashed by some terrain falling over as I knocked it over. Being the clumsy oaf that I am. So we could have killed some guardsmen. We didn't. We will do the rest of the shooting phase unless anything looks like it's going to die, and then we'll come back to you if the end of probably my turn because none of these going to be in charge range in a second, guys. Okay, guys. So next battle shooting, we could potentially wipe a unit, so we'll come back to film it for you. The Ghost Ark has drawn how many would you say in total?
It was 10 saves in total.
10 saves in total at -1 of these guardsmen. There are 8 wounds left in the unit. So Harry's got 5 firsts that have no cover. They are the wrong side of the pipe.
This squad here, the wrong side of the pipe, so these will be on 6s. So no, they're all gone, and then we'll do the other 5 on a. Will be 5 up. No, that's squad wiped.
Okay, so that unit of guardsmen there are gone. Back with you in a bit. Okay, guys, so that was the end of the Necron shooting phase with the Ghost Ark. Nothing else in range or having any viable targets. So I have scored a total so far of 2 victory points for thin their ranks.
Yep, so you killed 20 guardsmen.
20 exactly so far. The Purge Vermin, or so where's that effect, can't be scored in the first battle round, so that's not a thing so far for us. And I haven't killed any tanks yet, so that's what it is. Harry's got some morale. He's already rolled up the actual morale test side of it. We got a bit excited. Rolled 2 6s on 2 units.
The mortar team, which did take 1, I rolled a 1 on their morale, so they were fine. The squad lost 2. Pretty much anything other than the 6 was needed, and they rolled a 6. So I've taken away 1, and that leaves 6 there. So on 1s, any more run away. Nope, they're all good. Then
I want you to roll 1s because your plasma gunners die on 1s all the time anyway.
And then moving on to the second squad, which is 6.
Yep.
I did think about spending CP to make their leadership better, but it really wasn't going to make much difference. So just rolled dice as it was. Unfortunately, rolled a 6 again. So I've killed the sergeant, and then on 1s and 2s, people run away. Nope, they stay.
Nice. So that's the morale, guys. So it's currently 2 points to 0 to Necrons, but in turn 1 that really means nothing. Harry, are you ready for your first turn?
We'll give it a go.
Okay, guys, we'll come back to you probably end of the movement phase. We'll do any commands. Well, you haven't really got a command phase yet because you haven't got a new book.
No.
So we'll
get a command point back, and that's kind of it.
Yeah. So guys, we will see you in a minute.
Alright then, so end of guard movement phase, turn 1. My lines have been decimated by just the amount of sort of anti-infantry shots that Toby's brought out.
Yeah, not really.
I didn't bring enough guardsmen, I didn't think. So the tanks though are unharmed, which is really, really key.
Yeah, I only got really one way of killing them.
And he's beatstick, he will one-shot them, but he's over there at the moment. So moving onwards, the company commander has shifted behind the squad of guardsmen which have moved down. Because they had to move down to get in range, so 4 of them are in obsec range, I decided to pop the banner on them, so they are doing something useful at this point.
So Harry's using the blue dice as a banner at this point?
It's one of the things I haven't quite got around to do, making my little markers.
It's not like you're doing commissioning work for other members of the channel, is it, Harry?
No, not at all. But thanks to bellowing voice, he is still within 9 inches of the mortar, so he can give them orders, which is going to be quite useful. The guardsmen here have just stood still. The missile launcher can see the Ghost Ark should it need to, and the grenade launcher can go into the Immortals. Then I've got the Astropath, who has just shuffled in as far forward as possible, so he is within Psychic Maelstrom range of the Immortals.
I'm being completely honest, I forgot you had him.
Tank Commander stood still, Manticore stood still. Tech support, because my tanks aren't injured just yet, I'm using him to raise the banner whilst this squad here can stay there and start shooting.
Yep, makes sense.
Then the Commissar got the whip out and made the conscripts advance 6 inches, so they are now on that objective.
Yeah, we're gonna have a bit of a shoot off here, I reckon. Now. My money's on my guns, but probably your numbers. And artillery support.
Yeah, that's it. I've got tanks, I've got artillery. We should be in a good place.
Yeah.
So,
do you do a psychic phase?
Yeah, we'll do psychic phase. The only thing that's in range is the
Astropath.
Immortals.
Yeah.
So on a 7, it goes off.
What are you doing?
Psychic Maelstrom.
Okay. I say smite on a 7. What are you doing?
And anyway, Astropaths can only do smite on D6.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot they had weird rules.
So it isn't quite as good.
Yeah.
So on a 7, so on a 2 up, they suffer a mortal wound. Yeah. On a 3 up. On a 4 up. Nope. So 2 mortal wounds have been taken on that immortal squad.
Yep. And reanimation does not work against psychic.
Because
Yep. And oddly enough, Immortal Pride Warlord trait no longer gives you. Sorry, I'm cutting your head off there, Harry. The Immortal Pride Warlord trait no longer gives you psychic protection. So, from my very quick flick through the book, guys, it appears only the Silent King himself and Tomb Spiders, again with their Gloom Prism upgrade, can deny psychic powers. Might be time to get old Boris back out again. Mine are Harry's personal favourite model of the Necron army so far. So I'll kill those Immortals. Then we'll come back when Harry starts killing my models again. See you in a sec.
Right, and so orders-wise, I have popped take aim on Technomancer, so he's rerolling hit rolls of 1. And then the company commander ordered reroll hit rolls of 1 on the mortal squad. Then I rolled a 4+ on my Laurels of Command and gave them reroll wound rolls of 1 as well.
Yep.
So they're nice and souped up. He's then ordering himself move, and he's getting the heck away from that Catan.
Yeah. Hiding behind a tank.
Which you can understand him.
And said tank.
Yes, said tank is about to shoot at the Ghost Dark. So,
Harry's gleefully realising he's got 4 multi-mouser shots.
which means I might hit 2.
Yeah, that is true. I have popped the new quantum deflection onto the Ghost Arc. So that means I now have a 4-up invuln from memory. And I effectively have a transhuman Ghost Arc with that quantum shielding. So irrespective of your strength, you will only wound me on a 4-up.
But hopefully number of shots should do it.
Yeah.
So the multi-melters and the demolish cannon are going into the Ghost Arc. The heavy bolter is going into the Catan.
Yeah.
Because if I can start getting some wounds off him, it's never going to be a bad thing.
Yeah, guys, so with the Catans, they are characters, but they have a special rule that means you don't get lookout, sir, so they can be targeted irrespectively. So what we've started with, Harry?
We'll start with the heavy bolt shots into the Catan because it's nice and simple.
Yeah,
so 3
aim
shots,
in the middle.
hitting on 4s. One hit.
Yep.
5s to wound, probably? Because your toughness is 6 or
I
7.
don't know, bear with me.
That will be
It will wound.
-1.
Yep, so roll dice. What did I get?
5.
A 5. So his invuln, I believe, is a 4-up, guys. It's definitely a 5-up. So, yep, he's fine.
Cool, nothing on there. So we'll then start off with the Demolisher Cannon.
Yep.
So it's D6 and I shoot twice, so I can re-roll both these dice with my regiment tray.
Yep.
I'm going to keep that.
Fair enough. Guys, apologies shaky camera. I'm trying to find the Ghost Arc in the book. Oh, that was lucky. 1 page turn. 2,
4, 6, 9. Yep.
Yep.
So 9 shots, hitting on 4s.
Yep.
That's all right.
Really resisting the urge to shout jink every time you shoot it today.
And then wounding on 4s because you're
Quantum.
That's 2 wounds.
Yeah.
Would have been 3 though.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and roll one-handed here, guys. So I rolled double 1, yay!
So
Go quantum shielding.
2d6 damage. That is 9 wounds.
Ouch! He's down to 5 wounds. What have we got left to fire?
I've got 4 multi-mod shots.
Yeah. In case, just save me from knocking anywhere on terrain, I'm going to count the dice over here, and if he survives, we'll.
Oh, that's quad 1.
So that is a grand total of 6 1s rolled in a row between us.
But that is a Harry roller.
That is impressive. Should we just abandon the game now in regards to beer? That roll.
Honestly, it is almost worth it. Do I spend a CP to re-roll it? Not yet, no, because I've still got my tank commander I can send into him.
Okay. Are you going to fire him, the tank commander, now and keep rolling, or you've still got to think?
I've got to think now, I think.
Okay, guys, so we'll leave Harry to think. Come back in a second.
Right then, so only got a couple units left. Still got the mortars, the manticore, and I've just done the plasma cannons from the tank commander. did get the max shots because there are 6 of them there. But Toby, you passed all your reanimation.
Yeah, I failed both saves. So I failed 2 wounds, went through, failed 2 armor saves, and then rolled 2 5s on the reanimation, so they stood straight back up again. Didn't even bother taking off the table.
I've then got the Battle Cannon, Las Cannon going into the Ghost Arc just to try and make sure it dies. So start with the Las Cannon. Hits.
Yep, 4s because of Quantum.
Wound.
Good old Quantum.
2d6 on the Battle Cannon. 9 shots again.
Nice. See, there was no point in you taking that Katajan equivalent rule thing, was there?
Wait till it comes to mid-game when it actually becomes quite clutch and rolls double 1.
Ah, probably true.
Re-rolling those 1s.
Yep.
Okay.
For as long as you can, you will. 4s.
Wounds. All bar 2, so that is 4 wounds in total.
Okay, so my left hand rolling and shaky camera work. Let's see what happens. Nearly like that rune again. Well, that is 3 failures. Harry, what's the last dice?
Failure. That was a 3.
Wow, okay. So unless you roll many ones,
If I roll all the ones, you will.
then we will be going to the pub, guys.
No, he's dead.
He is dead. Does he? He can blow up on a 6. Roll a 2. So the Ghost Arc is destroyed. There are
10 dice for you.
Yeah, guys, we'll get them out. Do the disembarkation and all that jazz off camera because I can't film that and collect 10 dice and roll them, as you probably tell. Do you want to? You're going to shoot those guys getting out, aren't you?
I will shoot those guys getting out.
Okay, so we'll come back to you in a second, guys. We'll be with you back.
Right then, so end of the shooting phase. I've done some damage, but I'm not sure I've done quite as much as I wanted to have done. So the Ghost Arc did blow up, and then the mortars, I spent a CP on concentrated fire from the greater good.
Sorry, guys. We're from the southwest of England. Watch Hot Fuzz if you haven't.
You can't not do it. And they put a ton of shots onto the warriors, but only you rolled, I think it was 3 fails, but then 2 got back up again.
So reanimation's kicking in, guys.
Came really key there.
Yep.
Manticore.
Who was hiding behind you.
Only rolled 7 shots, and I only hit with 2 of them, which caused 2 warriors there to die.
Yep.
Hoping for a little bit more, if I'm honest.
Yeah, not perhaps the best rolling there. So with a combination of, as far as we can tell, reanimation totals counting towards grind them down and bring all that sort of good stuff.
Yep.
What's the scores, Harry?
So, Toby, you've got 2 points for your thin your ranks.
Yep.
0 points for bringing them down, and 0 points for your push of vermin.
Yep.
Which is quite key at the moment.
Yep.
And then for me, I haven't got any points for line breaker. Haven't got points for razor bands, but I should be getting some soon.
Yep.
And then thin the ranks, including units that have been destroyed. I'm on 2 points as well because I've got 1 point for King of the Ghost Arc, and then I've done 10 casualties throughout the table.
Yep, guys. So we looked at morale, but Necrons don't seem to worry about morale at the moment, at least at the most as it stands. So that is that. We were going into Necron turn 2. I will be getting a number of primary points now as we go into that. My next protocol is activating as well. So sorry, guys, that's a really bad camera angle. I am just activating the protocol of the Vengeful Stars. We'll take Directive 1. So wound roll of 6 to get extra AP.
Sweet.
So that's that. We will come back to you at the end of the Necron command and movement phase. See you in a second, guys. Okay, guys, so Necron command phase. The Pharaon, Overlord, has put my will be done on both this blob of warriors and then this blob of immortals. We've stayed a bit further back, realising Harry's got some tasty units to come in from Strategic Reserve. So in the movement phase over here. These warriors are spread out a little bit, just to again cover a bit of a wider area of where Harry's coming in, because I can't entirely remember how Strategic Reserve rules work. I've probably done that probably pointlessly, but there we go.
Not at the moment, no. Not at the moment. You scream me out well.
So over here, these warriors have shuffled a little bit, trying to keep coherency, but also being of 3 inches of both objectives. And again, my memory failed me, and I can't remember if that removes your banner or not, or whether I just kill the guards and then it goes.
You've got to be in control of it.
Okay, so if I kill those guards, I'll remove that banner.
Yes, yeah, in fact.
Cool. The Catan has continued his trap forward. He is now a 12-inch charge away from that tank. So we'll see what happens there. I did consider advancing him, but it doesn't really help me because I can't advance and charge. And then I can't cast powers either, so that seems pointless. Over here, we've just done a tiny shuffle of these warriors just to get all their guns in range of this blob. Depending on what happens to that blob, we've then got the immortals to finish the blob, or to start putting firepower in over here. So that's the lay of the land, guys. We will do some shooting. We'll probably end up showing you some of the important stuff, and then we will come back. Oh no, Catan powers. Should we do those?
Yeah, we'll do Catan powers.
Let's do that first. Right, guys. So the first thing we're going to do is going to be Harry. Can you measure to see? Oh, sorry, I realise I'm just showing Harry's stomach to everybody. Can you measure to see if I'm 9 inches away from any of your units for Gaze of Death for me, please, sir? So it'll be luck of the draw. It's not been planned in any way, shape, or form. If I am.
No, you are not. You are about half an inch.
Okay. Well, in that case, we'll go for Skystar, Falling Stars. We will select the unit behind the pipe. We will select the mortar team. Yep. Over there, because you don't need to be visible for this one from all the wording I can read. And we will select the... Oh, can you measure to see if I'm going to land your Warlord? No.
What's the range of it?
It is 24.
Oh, you're definitely in range.
Okay, so we'll do... No, actually, I can't. There's no point in doing that, because I can't actually roll under the number of models in that unit, because there is that. So I can only select 2. So, on the mortar team. That was a bit rambly, guys. Really apologies. So I have rolled... under the number of units in the mortar team, because I rolled a 1. So they take D3 mortal wounds. That kills the mortars. Woohoo! No mortars. And then on the blob here, rolling under their number, 6. I'm rolling, guys, because a 6 automatically fails. So there's that. And then the number of mortal wounds, 3. Number 3, so no 3 mortal wounds on those guardsmen. The Catan has not swung yet, but he has killed a lot of guardsmen just from that 1 power alone.
And the sergeant, so I've still got 4 guys in range.
Cool, makes sense to me. We'll do some shooting, guys. Anything really important, I mean, we probably won't show you killing conscripts because that's what they're there for. That blob is probably going to die, so we probably won't show that either. But we will see what happens, and we will come back to you in a little bit. Bye-bye. Okay, guys. Poor Harry.
Yeah.
Poor conscripts.
I've got 10 guardsmen left at the moment.
Yeah, so combination of firepower here, guys. This unit here, the warriors combined with Tesla, 6 of the Tesla immortals, with the 2 being brought back with rites of reanimation on the Cryptek, have just deleted conscripts.
But that was expected though, so I'm not massively concerned.
It's what you bought them for.
Yeah, it's their job is screening, and it's a shame because it has knocked me off an objective. So I don't have 15 at the moment. I've only got 5 points because you've knocked me off that objective as well.
Yeah. So over here, the warriors that go out the Ghost Arc have annihilated the remaining 4 guardsmen that were on that objective, and then destroyed the flag, banner, whatever you want to call it, in the process. So this table edge is being cleared up. I am going to roll now. We're going to go straight into the charge phase. Yep. We're going to see if the Catan makes its 12-inch charge on that.
We'll spend 2 CP, so I'm down to 5 on Overwatch and defensive gunners.
Yep, and my brain went Vect, and then I realised I'm not playing Drukhari today, so that's not a thing.
Did you say you were 12 inches away?
I'm 12 inches away.
Okay, so I don't get the +2 for the melter rule.
Cool.
It's a shame.
Yep.
So D6 shots with the Demolisher Cannon because I don't get grading advance on Overwatch.
Yep.
So 5 shots.
Nice.
Hitting on 5s at this point. 1 hit.
Ooh.
1 wound.
Yep. 4 pin then. Where the dice go? Nope. D6.
So 3.
So there's no point in firing anything else, guys, because you can only take a maximum of 3 wounds per phase.
It's better to take 3 wounds off than not have it.
Yeah, it's definitely true. So I'm going to roll for the charge and see if I can get the camera hound one-handed. Nope. I'm going to spend a CP because I have many CP left. 2 new dice. I'm going to get the ones you can actually read or see on camera. Ooh, no, unfortunately not. It was a long shot, guys. Yes, it's cost him some wounds. But if I could get in there, I can start deleting tanks, and he's my only real way of doing that. So that is the end of my turn. We will be back with you in 2 seconds. We'll just work out what the points are for me, and then we'll go into the card turn 2. 1 second.
Right then, so end of Toby's turn. I haven't got any round because you've killed everything.
Yeah, it's good like that.
So
save me roll some dice.
Leading up, you got 4 points for Persian Vermin. So you scored 2 points for each table quarter there aren't any enemy units in.
Yep.
So it's, if I'm not careful, you will run away with the points on that specific objective. For the rest of the
secondaries.
Rest of the secondaries, you got another 3 points for thin their ranks. So Toby, if you want to see a big dead pile over there.
Yep. Sorry about a bit untidy of this, guys, but yep, there's a big dead pile.
So that's 50 points worth of infantry in total. So you've pretty much cleared out all the infantry. It's now just up to my tanks to save the day.
So bring it down as skill scored 0 points because I haven't actually hurt a tank yet, let alone.
Not yet.
No. There we go.
And then purge vermin, thin ranks, and bring it down.
Yep.
I've done it.
So with the primaries, what am I on at the moment?
So at the moment, Toby, you're on 19 points to my 2.
Fair enough. Okay, so but you are going to score a few at the start of this turn.
I'm going to score 5 points. That's it.
Oh dear. Okay, guys, we'll let the guard come in, do the command phase, such as it is, and we'll show you the end of that, and then we'll go into some psychic and shooting. See you in a second.
Right then, so end of guard movement phase. I've moved the Demolisher tank just onto that. Yes, I'm not holding it at the moment, but if I do manage to kill those warriors, it will stop Toby from getting hold more than I do. It's just a little bit of extra redundancy.
You kill one, and I've got to choose which objective I give up.
Yeah,
effectively.
I'm probably going to sacrifice my Astropath at this point because there are only 6 wounds left on the Catan. If I can psychic you and whack you probably with the Demolisher, I've got half a chance of actually killing that thing because I don't want it anywhere near me.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That thing will really mess up my days. Cody Commander has continued to haul his backside this way, away from the Nightbringer and the other warriors.
He is sort of the stereotypical vision of death of the human race.
Exactly.
That's a good enough reason for him to run away.
Nah, not about that. I'm off this way.
Oh, but your Commissar's got a bit braver.
Yes, the Commissar has realised that if you want a job done, you do it yourself. So he has moved his 6 inches onto the objective, over the bodies that the conscripts were, and is raising the objective on there.
Raising the banner.
Yes,
raising the objective is another secondary in this
one.
particular game.
So raising the banner on there. The Manticore has shifted round because I've just remembered I can move and shoot without any penalties. I might as well get a bit of extra back on there. And then using for strategic reserves, turn 2, I've brought in, not within your deployment zone, Toby.
Yep.
Within 9 inches of the warriors there, and even better, because that heavy flame is now 12-inch range, I can use all my flamers.
Yep. I am a Salamander player, I approve.
And then everything else has stayed where it was because I need to soften up some more stuff before I start moving out because I could not survive.
You've still got a lot of bodies left on the tabletop from my side of things. And yeah, the Nightbringer needs to be dealt with. I really hope we don't kill him before he gets to get in combat. But
I think I kind of need to though.
Yeah, it's getting that way, isn't it? Okay, guys. So do you want to do psychic now, Harry?
Yes, I will. So
let's go for that.
We'll start off with we can only do psychic maelstrom. So I'm looking for a 7 here. 5
CPs.
I've got to spend CP to do that because
I'm really regretting not bringing Boris.
6 and that goes off. Almost perils myself. So on a 2-up.
So you perils myself.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. I thought you did.
Sorry.
I was going to say.
2-up, 3-up, 4-up. No. So it takes 2 wounds, so I can't kill him, so he will survive on 2 wounds.
So he is now on 4 wounds. I'll mark that in a second because I will probably knock that over. I've done a lot already. Not all of it on camera, guys, but I knocked this over 3 times in a space of 4 seconds.
Yeah.
So there we go. That will do some guard basic shooting, and we'll come back if anything cool or interesting happens. And we'll see you in a second.
Well, that was really successful. The reanimation protocols has been really, really key in Toby keeping himself alive. So start off, the Hellhound played splash damage from Greater Good and took off a bunch of them, but then reanimation just kept them alive.
Yeah.
I then used direct onslaught on the Manticore, so get rid of one of those rockets. And Heavy Bolter all went into the Warriors, they're still alive. This squad here went into the Mortals, still alive. Battle Cannon went into the Immortals,
still alive.
The Demolisher, so the Multi-Mods and Heavy Bolter went into the Catan, past all your Imbuns.
Still alive.
Yep, still alive. Demolish Cannon went into this squad of warriors here. Still alive because
Reanimation, single wound models. The reanimation is. I mean, I've been rolling horribly as well for you from a.
But it's just been a.
Yeah, it's been really hard. I mean, you've racked up a lot of points for grinding them, thin the ranks, because each of these reanimations is counting towards it. We reckon you probably got 10 to 15. We haven't been necessarily tracking it properly, guys, because we kind of forgot. But there's at least 10 to 15 reanimations there.
The issue is with your reanimation, you've still got your immortals there, and you're
going to D3 of them are going to be getting back up in my command phase because of rights from reanimation from the Technomancer. Yep. The Catan's going to give back up to 5 wounds with living metal in my turn. It's
rough.
Yeah. We need to measure to see. No. Just done. Charge phase. Anything charging? We've forgotten that.
I will charge with the Hellhounds.
Cool. So it's going to be -2 going over the crater.
-2, so it'll be 11-inch charge at this point.
Yep.
9 would have gotten in normally without the crater.
Damn great. And the hilarious thing is, who's at the ball up, Harry?
Me. But that's fine. But that's completely understandable.
So the Hellhound, I don't actually know now whether he's entirely in my that table quarter. If he isn't, then he doesn't count towards, because it's wholly within for Purge the Vermin.
He will be, because that there is the.
Oh, sorry.
So.
Cool. So fair enough. I do need to kill him then. Right.
Yeah, that's gone badly wrong. I'm going to give up a lot of points now.
Yeah. So do you know how many points you're on? You scored 5 at the start.
You scored 5 at the start. Line broke, I haven't got any of. Thin their ranks, we need to calculate how many
roughly reanimated
got back up again.
You get at least 1 point for that this turn.
Yeah, at least 1 point.
Guys, we'll come back to you with that one. We'll let you know at the start of the Necron movement phase what points the guard are on, and we'll do that side of it then, because this might take some calculation. See you in a second. Alright, guys, so I don't know why I'm pointing at Harry. Anyway, Necron movement phase has command phase done. The Overlords put their ones will be done onto this blob, and the Immortals, who then promptly disappeared off with their Cryptek buddy. 2 of the Immortals came back through rites of reanimation.
3 of them, you rolled 6.
Oh, 3 of them, sorry, yes, he did. Really luckily for you, I didn't play, well, in all fairness, I back up to all bar 1 of them, but I can actually spend the CP for a stratagem to make it so that D6 come back.
I'm not sure you roll in really as needed.
No, I don't need to. So we've got 9 Immortals there. Yep. These guys spread out here, so they are now holding both of the powers objectives. So I scored a total of 15 primary points.
15 points because you're holding more than me at this point in time.
Yep.
What's your protocol?
My protocol, which I've forgotten, because this is new to me, guys. So this is a guess, because I didn't remember what I put. So my guys are even faster. We've taken directive 1, so it moved even faster. So that allowed me really to fan out and grab both of these objectives without worrying about having to really think too much about coherency, because I had the movement to be able to move around. So that was quite cool. So these guys are on that objective, and they've just kind of stayed put, because they've got range on that tank if they need to. The Catan has moved forwards, about to unleash some powers. That's about it. These guys over here, sorry for the really good camera work, has stayed put. They've got Hellhound to worry about. They're not too stressed. We'll see what happens there. And we'll go from there, guys. So, Catan power-wise, I'm going to start off by using the Gaze of Death, which is the Night Brain specific one. So, just so I'll read that out for you guys, because I know white balance on this camera isn't that great, and I'm showing Harry's crotch now, which is even more fun. So select one enemy model within 9 and visible, so I can see that Astropath. He's annoying me. I then roll 3d6, which we'll do now.
Oh, think about it, the Catan also gains a wound back from living metal.
He does, his dice is running away, so he's on 5 wounds. So we have rolled 1 4. Because on a 4+, the target takes D3 multiple wounds.
So if you roll a 3, it kills him.
I roll a 1.
Nope.
So that Astropath has taken a wound. We'll then use his second power, which is the Sky of Falling Stars, which is actually utterly useless to me, because I can't actually roll under 1 for those 2 units, with the other ones in range. So I'm going to spend a CP. I'm just going to find my card. I've lost it.
Harry, popped into the book.
Did I? Oh yes, I did. Sorry guys, that's really bad camera work, because I keep forgetting I'm holding a camera. So for dimensional destabilization, I know I've moved away quickly because I can't actually remember what the rules are in terms of showing rules. So basically, this allows my Catan shard to use another power randomly generated from the powers of the Catan table. I'm just going to show you the header. Yeah. So on a d6, which number is it? It's a 6. That is Transdimensional Thunderbolt. So select one enemy unit within 24 and visible. I can't target characters unless they're... So on it, basically I'm trying to be targeting tank because I can't target the Ashbath, luckily the Ashbath. Because he's a character, isn't he?
He is a character.
Cool. So basically on a d3, that tank suffers a mortal wound on a roll of a 2+. The tank has taken d3 mortal wounds. Sorry, I'm reading this at the same time, guys. Harry, what was that one?
3 wounds.
So tank takes 3 wounds.
So he's down to...
I then roll a d6 for enemy units within 3 of him, which that guy is, the Ashraff is on the back of his track there. On a 4-up, he takes a mortal wound. So he survives. Oh, that was a shame. Thought that could be fun. So I've used CP, so I'm just not going to put my CP back up, because that's only 1 CP. Could be fun. That's a really powerful ability, especially if you're actually in range of and can use all your actual selected tap powers. That's quite cool. So that's the movement, that's the command, and that's the sort of Catan phase, shall we call it?
We'll call it Catan
It's not a Catan phase, it's a Catan phase. So we'll get into some shooting, and we will come back if anything interesting happens. The interesting bit is going to be when that Nightbringer finally manages to get into combat. We will be back with you in a minute. Bye-bye. Right then, guys, Necron shooting phase complete. Bit of a quiet one this time.
Yeah.
Shooting tanks for a change, that's probably why. I haven't shot the Immortals yet.
No, you haven't.
I've just realised that.
That's very true.
Anyway, these guys here have fired and taken a few wounds off the Hellhound. The Cryptek took a few wounds off of the 2 wounds off of the Commissar. These boys over here took 2 wounds off of the tank.
Yeah.
The 4 warriors that were could see the tank fired and did nothing. The Immortals are probably now going to try and kill that squad in the ruins there, because I keep forgetting they exist. So I'm going to try and fry them.
Camera.
We don't have camera, guys. It's not that important in the grand scheme of the game if they die, so it's not that great. The what I will do now, we'll go a little bit out of sequence, is I will charge the Nightbringer into the tank.
Right.
Harry, what are you doing?
I'm going to blow my last 2 CP.
I thought you might, sir.
On defensive gunners and Overwatch, because if I just need to be able to.
Yeah, so I'm doing this irrespective of what the Immortals do, guys. So I know it's out of sequence, but we're on camera.
4 shots on multi-melters, hitting 5s. 1 hit. Freeze to wound. Does wound. 4 up in burn.
4 up in burn. 6.
D6
You have to fire some more shots.
D6 shots. 6 shots.
I have to find some more dice.
2.
Yep. Strength 7.
2 wounds.
Cool.
4 up.
4 in burns.
No.
Nope. I will send a CP to reroll one of those. No, actually, I don't. Yeah, because I can't fail the charge, so.
You can't fail the charge, but at the same time, I can only get a maximum 3.
I know, but
You
you're
can-
like, I know if it's you're like, what's D6 damage, isn't it?
2d6 damage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna bother then. Thinking about that, you are right. Tell you're a teacher.
So 6 wounds down to 3, so he's on 2 wounds left.
2 wounds remaining. So he is going to charge the tank. 4 and a 1. So he's most definitely in. I did contemplate double charging, but well, yeah.
The issue is that if you had rolled
failed
a 5,
then.
that would have failed it because you wouldn't have been able to get to
I know.
him.
I thought about it.
So
There we go.
It makes sense that you haven't.
Yeah, guys. So we'll do the Tesla Immortals. We'll see what happens there, and then we'll come back with that combat. We'll probably film it because it's quite cool to see what you can do. Right, guys. See you in a second.
Right, guys, you're on my side now because Toby is going to demonstrate what Catan can do when it meets a battle tank.
He's 18 power and 350 points. He should do something. Okay, so he has 6 attacks, hitting on 2s. He has hit with all of them. I should have said, I'm using his entropic blow, which this means he is strength 14.
Freeze to wound.
Freeze to wound with that tough hide of the Russ.
I might be able to say something here. Ooh.
I will spend a CP.
Hang
I
on.
can't because I used one to. No, I didn't use one.
You didn't use one yet. I'm on 7 wounds. How many damage is it?
D6.
2d6 to get 7?
I've got 12 CP.
Fair enough. Roll CP then.
Yeah. So 3 wounds. That is at -4.
Don't get a save.
You don't get an invuln if you have one.
I don't even have an
And you don't
invuln.
get a disgusting resilient if you had it.
None of these things, Toby, apply to the guard because we don't get all of
But
these
it's
nice
cool to show
things.
it off. Sorry,
1,
guys, the audio.
3, and 5.
I used my CP already.
You have used your CP. I did say don't use it.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Sorry for the audio there, guys. I will try and flatten that out in editing. So you've taken. You have 2 wounds, Aaron.
Done 2 wounds. I get to attack.
You do.
So
you have dice ready.
1 attack. This was for the explosion. That doesn't hit.
No.
He lives.
Damn.
Thank you, Toby, for that not very good demonstration.
Yeah, and the girly screech. There we go, guys.
Right then.
That is the end of my turn.
Yep, I've got a bit of morale to do, so I might as well do that anyway. I've got no CP, so I'm kind of looking for a 1 on this lone infantry squad. 2. That is an 8. So the sergeant will flee, and then does the Mr. Team flee? They live. Cool. So that is morale done for us. We will come back with points and guard turn 3. Okie dokes. So third phase Imperial Guard. I scored 10 points at the start of this round because I was holding both of these objectives here. I then scored another 2 for banner points. So hang on, let me just get the score back up. So
Elevator music time.
on the total, I'm on 24 points at the moment to Toby's 38, but I still have the opportunity to get some more, hopefully thin their ranks points and some line breaker now. So, starting off then, the company commander has stayed where he is, alongside the missile launch team and the grenade launcher. Tech Breeze stayed where he is. Both of those units are holding the objectives, so it's a bit of a redundancy.
Yep.
Tech commander has stayed where he is for now. I'm liking his position. He's got good arcs of fire. I spent my 1 CP that I generated at the start of this round on Relentless on this Russ here. Fingers crossed, I can either kill the Catan through slicing it over through Psycho Maelstrom him to death. Worst case scenario, I blow his brains out with the heavy bolter and the multi-melters.
Yeah, it's a fair plan.
The Manticore stayed still. The Hellhound has moved 10 inches, hoping to flame up a few more warriors. And then the Commissar has decided to hopefully shelf the new Power Swords rules. And if there are any warriors alive, he will go try and shut them down.
Yep.
Playing my final sort of hand really. My 2 armed sentinels have come on about as far out of the game as possible. But I wait till 3rd battle round so they are within, so they can be within the enemy's deployment zone. So that's now getting me those line breaker points.
Yeah, so really poor table admin, but they are right in the corner here, guys. I'm going to have to move a lot of models to try and take them out if I want to.
So
Now I have to stand up again, which is even more problematic.
That'll either allow me to get 12 victory points, at least, or you're going to have to start moving models to shift them.
Yep.
So that's put me in a bit of a power position there. And then finally, my 2 special weapons squads have both come in within 6 inches of the platoon commander who is in the building at the moment. Both of these squads can see the squad of 4 warriors, but they cannot be seen by the big blob of 20 because I don't fancy that going into them because they will die. Aspraf stayed where he is because he's within 3 of the tanks, so he is shielded from this side. Hopefully I deal with this side a bit more. Yeah, that's it. Back on with, actually we might as well do psychic right now.
Go psychic.
So 2d6 looking for a 7. Goes off.
Yep.
So on a 2 up. Yep. On a 3 up. Yeah.
Okay. I've got. I think these things can explode.
So that does finally take out the Catan.
Yep. And let me just read what it does. Yeah, on a 4 up, it explodes.
Oh cracky.
Ah, damn. I can't re-roll that either. Yeah, that's a shame. So Katana's gone. Probably didn't earn his points back, but he did absorb a huge amount of firepower.
He absorbed a lot of firepower, but he did with his job.
Oh yeah, I can't believe that tank's still alive. And I also he should have killed the tank. He should have killed the Astropath, and then that whole thing would be different. That's like totally completely different. But that's how the game goes. Anyway, guys, we will let Carrie do some shooting, and we will come back to you in a little bit.
So far, this turn's actually going not too bad. So
Amazing what happens when you kill a Star God.
it's amazing when things work out. So shooting wise, the Demolisher, thanks to the Relentless, which is 1 CP to act on full profile, took a good chunk out of the Immortals.
So did.
So the Tank Commander, Manticore, and the infantry squad there.
Yep.
Those Immortals are now gone.
Took long enough.
I'm much happier for it.
Yep.
The Special Weapons team,
Yep.
did their job, got rid of the 3 guards, the 3 warriors on there. That's all sorted. I am holding 2 objectives at this point in time, so we're looking 3 at the moment, but I am going to do some charges.
Yep. So there's 3 warriors left in here, guys.
Actually, I'm going to. I'm just going to charge with the Commissar.
Okay. I will overwatch you.
Yeah, you got CP.
So I've got the CP to burn, guys. So there are 3 of them left there. That is a total of 6 shots.
If he survives, I get to show some power source rules.
Yep.
He's lived.
He's taken a he's taken a wound. It is strength 5.
Yep, 3's the wound.
He's got 1 wound left, guys. I will CP reroll that. No, damn.
I need a 7 because it's a 5, but -2 for the for him having to go for the crate.
Yep.
So 7 gets him in.
Okay. So Commissar is into the warriors.
So we have a mildly displeased Commissar here.
Yep.
Sweet.
Do you roll onto that straight away?
Yeah.
Do you know how many attacks he's got?
He's got 3 attacks, I believe.
Yep.
Just double check that because.
Elevator music time. Do. Just like this turn hasn't gone well for me, guys.
So I do have 3 attacks with the Commissar.
Cool.
But
there you go.
I will.
Interlude.
Yeah, I can pile in afterwards. So 3 attacks, hitting on 4s.
4s?
4s or 3s?
Really?
Most, to be honest, things in the guard aren't that good.
It's
So he's
Commissar.
hitting on 3s.
Okay, so 1 hit.
1 hit.
Forced the wound.
No, didn't even matter.
Okay, so I will now punch you. I think they've got 3 attacks each, 1 attack each. There's 3 of them. And I'm going to create it here.
2 hits.
Strength 4, I think. So
3, so 1 wound. 5 up save. Nope, kills Commissar.
Commissar has been beaten to a pulp by some warriors.
That good.
So that then is the guard turn. We will do the Necron turn bits and bobs. What's left, and then we will give you a round up on points and see where we're at, guys. 1 second. Okay, guys. So Necron movement phase complete. The warriors have shuffled, still holding 2, but getting some line of sight and trying to hold both and maintain coherency. Cryptek is going on last-ditch efforts over here. Seeing what we can do with some firepower. These guys have but one option: try and hold this objective and try and stay alive. That's about all they can do at this point. Yeah, that's what the lay of the land is, guys. I'm on 42.
You're on 48.
48.
Points because you get 10 points for holding, or you get 5 points for holding the objective, another 5 for holding 2 or more. But now that I've been able to capture 3 objectives again, you're no longer getting 5 for 15.
So I need to get some points, guys. So it's trying to clear this side of the board. I can no longer get the vermin, purge vermin secondary. I just can't. I haven't got the firepower anymore to clear Harry out of table quarters.
At the moment, you are going to get 2 points because I'm not in.
Yes, this one is still free of vermin. Everything else remains the same. I've got Protocol Undying Legions on, so I can re-roll a reanimation dice. That's about it, guys. So we'll do some shooting and we'll show you what happens afterwards. Bit of a summary in a second. Okay, guys, it's really late in the evening here now. We've been at this for a long time. We've played out the last 1.5 turns.
Yeah, so it was
end
of my. So it was going into my turn 4. So we only had effectively.
There's a few things like the armored sentinels I just can't kill. There's special weapons teams, veterans teams, whatever they are, that I can't shift because of line of sight without then sacrificing the primaries. Then that means you'll deny me all of my kill vermin, purge vermin points. So final scores on the doors.
So scores on doors including painting. So the Necrons were at 66 points and the guards are 78 points.
Yeah.
So I think I was saying to Toby, It's not the Necrons are rubbish, because my god, they're not. They're really, really strong. But I think we were both saying that you put all your anti-tank in one basket, and as soon as that didn't do its job and cease to exist.
It was a bit of a thing of, just like I said in the start of this, I just about finished painting and fixing him, wanted to use him. I can think of a certain particular use of those points, which might be a bit more useful. I think for similar sort of points, I'd be intrigued to run him.
I still think though, that Nightbringer was still a solid unit.
I don't think at 1500 points.
Yeah, that's the thing though. 1500 and 1k we normally play.
He's
too much of a point sink. But he did work.
He did work. I just, like we were talking off camera, I brought a shed load of anti-infantry because it was easy to write a list around that. This has come from not having had the book very long and doing what I know roughly works based on partly the leak, not the leaks, but the what's come out from GW beforehand.
And to be honest, it did work because at the end of it, all of my guardsmen were gone and I was running just around about 70 odd infantry.
Yeah.
Which, for 1500 points, is kind of what I would call a acceptable sort of number for guardsmen, and still have a couple of tanks to play around with. But it's...
I don't know what else I'd have brought with the units I have available. Destroyers, I think, are one of those things, they are too easy to kill, especially without the Chronomancer, I think he's called now, to give that invuln.
Now, interestingly, Toby, would you have maybe considered some Scorpex or something like that and just blitz them at the board?
It's a difficult one. I think...
Well, maybe not blitz, but you could have better darkness than that.
Yeah, something like that could have worked. I think Bear Darkness potentially, I've got to work out if you still can, if it's still the same, or who can take it, so on and so forth. But put that on a Scorpec Lord.
Yeah.
Use a 2 in combination to bring a squad of 6 Scorpecs at the board, but then you're still talking the best part of 500-600 points.
The other thing I just thought about is looking at, we were having a peer feed of Codex when it was when you were writing your list. Track Stalkers don't look too bad either, and they are decent gun platforms.
They are. I think Track Stalkers, Doomsday Stalkers, Doom Walkers, whatever they're called. Again, so we don't have any.
The decent Cryptek
reanimators. The reanimator that will become a gun platform. There's some really cool things, really fun stratagems in there. Revenge of the Doomstalker is quite cool. Basically, if you kill a Necron noble, I think it's noble on the character, the Doomstalker, you can just shoot the thing that killed it. There's a really cool little rule, stratagem.
Solid.
Death marks, I think, could be quite an interesting thing. I haven't got enough of them. I've only got like 5 paints at the moment, just to counteract some stuff.
Unit 5, kind of like what I did with the Sentinels, and just have them in the far corner, just being a pain. There is definitely an argument for that. Those sorts of units which you can just fling out in.
I think the problem is that Necrons have got
just get objectives.
Necrons, the first glance at the Codex is they've got a lot of cool units that need to be up close to you. The Scorpex, the new old Wraith Destroyers, the Ophidian Destroyers, I think they're called, flayed ones, those sort of things that can do some work when they're getting close, but without invulns and the amount of guns that are in the game at the moment, especially with things like blast and multi-damage, heavy bolters will just rip through destroyers at this point, and the way reanimation today has been brilliant for the list I run. I have brought so many warriors back, and I've been furious at Harry all night.
To be honest,
this way, you're going to end up going off the camera again.
If we totted up the points, you probably had another couple 100 points.
Oh, easily. But that's single model units, single wound units, which are brilliant. But I think if you're trying to run things like destroyers, wraiths, I think when you start getting into the free wounds category, I think someone online has said it's about a 3% chance of bringing one back. But yes, you probably wouldn't have got that chance beforehand because you focused fight on the unit. But it's just not a big enough boon, especially at the moment without the Chronomancer Cryptek model being able to give an invuln to something. You've got enough big guns, you'd have ripped through a unit of Scorpex.
True. However,
or you'd have meat shield in front of them, and then I'm stuck trying to kill contrips.
Yeah,
with a 200
the meat shield would have been probably what would have happened, because as we saw with the Nightbringer, he kept out of line of sight of 2/3 of my army. Yes, all right, the Demolisher got 2 shots at him, but the fact is that you denied 2/3 of my shooting, but I could only do 3 wounds a turn. He was incredibly good for what he did.
I think there's an element of that. I'm still not 100% convinced. I think at 2K it's almost an auto include to bring one of either Sarek, the receiver that's quite interesting in terms of redeploy shenanigans, always good in 9th. The Nightbringer just a pure destructive capacity it can have. I rolled appallingly.
Yeah,
that tank should be dead.
The Demolisher should be dead.
The Astropath should be dead. The fact that I've had to end up charging a Cryptek in to try and kill a tank and an Astropath and failed on the shooting and the combat lost me the game.
What would you say would be your sort of MVP of the game? I'm thinking the Immortals, because they just kept on coming back.
I think the Nightbringer was a lot of fun.
Oh, he was a hell of a lot of fun.
Horrendous fun. The Mortal Wound output with the Sky of Falling Stars, with his gaze, if it worked better than it did, was brilliant. He did a lot of work without doing any work, if that makes sense. But the Immortals absorbed so much firepower on this side of the table with the reanimation protocols, and then with the the current Cryptek model, Technomancer, being able just to go, I'm going to bring some back. The reanimation plus the resurrection
was
really good.
Solid. The other thing that actually really surprised me, and actually, it didn't do its job long term because I dealt with it quickly. Ghost Dark was really actually quite solid.
Ghost Dark Rush could be a thing.
And because I dealt with it, it wasn't able to do its full potential.
Yeah.
But I still think there's definitely a argument now, especially if the Reapers are Assault 2 weapons. There is definitely an argument for them.
I'm actually more inclined to put the 2 Scorpec Destroyer Lords.
I'll probably get FAQ to.
I don't want it to. I want to do it before it gets FAQ'd because it can carry the Necron infantry characters, and the Scorpec Lords are. I think I've got 2 of them, and I can probably find a 3rd somewhere, just to run them up the board and go, deal with this, or it's going to cleave you in half.
Possibly in our.
I might do it against Sam.
I was about to say we're going to have a. So obviously I've got my Ultramarines. I've got a couple of surprises coming. So we're going to do a sort of a show-off game just focusing on the Ultramarines and Space Marines in general. Hopefully next week, and then after a couple of weeks, because we've got a special guest coming up.
That's a good game.
That will be a cracking game. A couple of weeks after that, I think me and you, Toby, should definitely do both new codexes against each other.
Yeah, but this time you run the Necrons, I'll bring Salamanders.
Yes, but then both of us won't know what we're doing.
We've proven many times neither of us know what they're doing.
That's true.
On that note, guys, we're going to call it a night. As I said, hopefully next week we should have an Ultramarine game to show off the Space Marine Codex. Plenty more coming up on the channel.
Plenty of painting to do.
Yeah, please like and subscribe to the video. We're growing quite rapidly again now, which is quite nice to see. Anyhow, we appreciate it if you think we've done a good enough job. We will disappear off. I'm going to go to bed. I'm exhausted. It's been a long old week. Yeah, you haven't eaten your banana. That's it.
No, that's it.
Right, guys. On that night, we're going to call it a night. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. Goodbye.